Salam. Hi friends. Today we are going to make a very deep analysis about Newtonian gravitational constant from Quran. As you can see from its name, it is related to the scientist Isaac Newton, and its name is attributed to Newton and named as Newtonian gravitational constant, which has a symbol of G and has a value of 6.6743 multiplied by 10 to the minus 11 and has a special unit. This constant is mostly appearing in the equation of law of gravitation that is discovered by Newton. As you can see, the equation is as follows. Imagine we have a two mass like Earth and Moon or Sun and Earth, etc. So the law is the force of attraction is equal to G multiplied by mass of first object multiplied by mass of second object over r square, which is the square of the distance between these two mass. So as you can see in the equation, the symbol G is called Newtonian gravitational constant, and as we said before, its value is 6.6743 multiplied by 10 to the minus 11. So as you can see, it has a very precise, very unique value. And such a value, if I tell you that this value is indicated with such perfectness in Quran, what would you think about Quran? And as you know, Quran is revealed before 14 centuries, and no one knew about what is attraction, what is gravitational constant, etc. So, indicating to such a perfect, precise value inside Quran before 14 centuries absolutely proves us that Quran is not human-made. Rather, it is sent down by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, the ones who are related to the department of physics, astrophysics and cosmology will absolutely know what is gravitational constant. But I'm assuming that there will be some audience who are not into these fields. So I would like to just explain how important this constant, and then I will make a deep analysis from Quran to show that this constant is indicated in Quran. To explain the importance of this constant, I would like to count some equations in which this constant appears. For instance, Newton's law of universal gravitation. In this equation, we see the symbol G. And gravitational potential energy. In this equation also we see it. In classical physics, in gravitational field, we also see this equation. For instance, today we send rockets to the space, right? So while sending such rockets, we have to make a calculation of escape velocity to be survived from the gravity effect of Earth. So in escape velocity calculation also we have to use the constant Newtonian gravitational constant G. And as you see in escape velocity equation also it appears. Also, now we are in modern era of astronomy in which we have many perfect discoveries and deepness in astrophysics. So in orbital mechanics, we have an equation that is called Kepler's third law in Newtonian form. So in this equation also we see Newtonian gravitational constant is appearing. So orbital mechanics is mostly related to our satellites. For instance, when we want to put a satellite to a specific orbit, we have to make some calculations. So in these calculations, we must use the gravitational constant value G. Okay, about black hole physics, there's a concept called Schwarzschild radius. And in this equation also we see that gravitational constant is appearing. Except that Friedmann equations in cosmology, for instance, in general relativity of Einstein, in equation of gravitational time dilation, we see that G appears again. In astrophysics, in Eddington luminosity equation, we see that G appears once again. In astrophysics star formation, G's length, we see gravitational constant. In gravitational wave physics, especially in gravitational wave strain, we see in the formula we see G again. Okay, there are some in quantum physics there are some units called Planck units, like Planck length, Planck time, Planck mass. In all these three equations, we see Newtonian gravitational constant G. In gravitational binding energy, we see G. In differential gravitational effects, especially in tidal forces, we see G appears once again. And in gravitational redshift, we again see Newtonian gravitational constant. And this list can go up. So what I would like to explain is that this constant is universal and very important and very fundamental in physics, astrophysics and cosmology. So such a constant to be indicated in Quran is something very big and very miraculous, right? Now I would like to explain how this constant is indicated in Quran. As its name is indicating, it is Newtonian gravitational constant. So its name is attributed to scientist Isaac Newton. So we wanted to search the name Newton in Quran, and we wanted to see the order of this word or letter sequence from beginning of Quran or from the end of Quran, and we saw an amazing result which directly indicates to Newtonian gravitational constant value. Let's explain this. Here, friends, if we write the sequence of Newton, we see that it is repeated in three positions in this form. The one we will analyze is in chapter An-Nisa, verse number 44. Here, friends, you see the sequence of Newton here, from right to left direction. Very interestingly, we wanted to search the order of this sequence inside Quran in terms of letter or words, and we found an amazing result. Okay, first letter of Newton sequence is 66,740th word from the end of Quran. And if we look at just three words near it, which becomes the beginning of the verse that has sequence of Newton, we see that the first word in this verse is 66,743. Exactly the most precise value that is calculated for Newtonian gravitational constant. But about this value, scientists, different associations calculate a bit different results. And majority of the results are between 66,738, let's say, and 66,743. So there is a very small tolerance that can be tolerated, but very perfectly Quran as the order of Newton sequence or the beginning of the verse that has sequence of Newton, it completely encompasses all these values. So this tolerance value is also encompassed in this verse that has sequence of Newton. Okay, here in this picture, we see different associations calculation about Newtonian gravitational constant and the intersection of all these values. In which range? Let us analyze. As you see, this black region is showing the intersection value of the calculated values of gravitational constant by many associations. So this is the range that is the intersection of all calculated values. And when we look at the values, it is between 66,730 and 66,743, let's say. So the value that we get from Newton sequence from Quran is exactly in this region. Though this value has a bit small tolerance, the Quran indicated value inside Quran is exactly in this range, and for us this is a very big miraculous fact, because before 14th centuries no one even knew about Isaac Newton. No one even knew about Isaac Newton will discover gravitational constant. No one even knew about what is the value of gravitational constant. So Quran indicates the name, and after the name the value, very precise value. So these two things cannot be a coincidence. Okay, anyone who has a numerical intelligence will directly notice that this situation is not the work of coincidence. Absolutely is not. This situation is only the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Almighty, who knows all the secrets of the universe and who creates the laws between the objects in the universe and who commands all these laws. So this could be only the work of Allah Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala. And only He can put such a perfect constant to His book. This cannot be a coincidence, dear friends. As you know, Newton also discovered some other things. For instance, gravitational acceleration, g, small g, on Earth, on Moon. These values are also indicated in Quran, aligned with the name of Newton. For instance, when we check the chapter Al-Qamar, the moon, we see that the sequence of Newton is aligned with value of gravity acceleration in moon, on the surface of moon. Okay, in some other position, we see that the name Newton is aligned with value of gravity acceleration on Earth. And there are some other indications also. But for this video, we didn't want to make a very long video, so these other topics maybe in the future we can cover in other videos. But for now, because Newtonian gravitational constant is most universal and most fundamental value as a constant, and it is more precise, and it is the probability of existence of such a value in any book is very low. We just wanted to start with this, but inshallah in the future I might do other videos for the things that I explained. Dear friends, with the help of Allah, we discovered more than 100 elements, atoms, with their masses or proton numbers, electron numbers, neutron numbers, or atomic numbers. This is the first thing. Second, we have discovered many molecules with their name and with their masses, or with the number of atoms that they include. From Quran, we discovered them, alhamdulillah. And we have discovered many quantum particles with their names and with their masses, or with their discovery dates. This is the third section. And except that, we have discovered, or we have reached some information about astronomy, astrophysics, and geography, and some other fields of science. Cryptologically and numerically, we have reached them. This is another section. And we have discovered many important scientists with their names and with their discoveries, and the dates in which they discovered those discoveries. So, alhamdulillah, Quran opened a new door to this century with the concept of huruf al-muqatta'a, which means the disjointed letters that exist in the beginnings of all 29 chapters, which indicates that there are some cryptology inside Quran. So we have started from this concept, and alhamdulillah, many discoveries are done. And with the help of Allah, we will try to explain them each week or each month, etc. Try to follow the videos and try to share with your friends. Especially, you can use these arguments as a very powerful sign for atheists, or for Christians, or for Jewish, or for other non-believers. These are very strong arguments that you can use, and you can defeat all these non-Muslims. With these proofs, we have, alhamdulillah, very strong proofs in our hands. So please be brave about your religion, Islam, and be confident that this religion is really sent by Allah and is protected, and the ones who follow Islam will absolutely enter the paradise, inshallah. So be hopeful about your future. If you obey Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, and if you obey Quran, if you obey Islam, inshallah you will be in infinite goodness in paradise. So there is no need to be hopeless in this life. Though there are some difficulties, please strengthen your faith, your iman, and you will notice that all difficulties will be lowered in your eyes. You don't see them as hardships, because when you believe in the day of judgment, the paradise, the hellfire, etc., when you know that when you become patient for these difficulties, you will be in paradise, everything will be very simple in your life. So the main point is to strengthen your faith, your iman, and then everything will be easy in your life. Okay, dear friends, for now our video is finished. Inshallah, in next video we will see each other. Salam.